Vertical Aerospace has just filed a cluster of insider documents right before earnings. And at first glance, it looks like insiders are preparing to sell. But when you actually break it down, that's not happening. See, the question is this a warning signal, or is the market getting this wrong? Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. You know what time it is? Time to start talking EVTLs. Today we are dedicating to Vertical Aerospace, whose earnings we are covering tomorrow. It's before the market open. I will be live with this special and very key moment for the company. Let's get back to the story and elaborate on that. So let's be honest for a second. This is exactly the type of filing that makes investors nervous. What I'm talking about? You see the words inside the filing, you see Form 144, and you see the timing right before earnings. And you can see Vertical Aerospace have filed quite few of them recently, all in one big cluster. So the immediate reaction is pretty straightforward. The insiders are preparing to sell. Well, are they? Because typically, when insiders are close to the business, they know things before the market does. When filings like this appear, especially in a cluster, it creates that feeling that something might be coming. And that's why this gets attention, because nobody wants to be the last one holding the stock. If insiders are heading for the exit. But there's the problem. That interpretation, in this case, is too simplistic. Let's break down what actually has been filed here. Because despite how this looks, there have been no insider sellings. No Form 4 filing, which is where the actual transaction shows up. There's no evidence of shares being sold. There's no execution of any kind. What these documents are? They are power of attorney filings. Let me just explain it simply. This means the company's legal and finance team are authorized to the ownership-related paperwork on behalf of these individuals. And that includes Form 3, 4, 5, Schedules 13D, 13G, and yes, the Form 144, which you can see right behind me. But including Form 144 in that list, does that mean a sale is happening? It simply means the paperwork can be filed if and when something happens in the future. So what you are looking at here is not insider behavior. It's administrative infrastructure. This is the system being put in place, not the action being taken. And that's the distinction the market is missing. Now, the key insights. As already mentioned, we've had quite few of these forms 144 filed recently in one big cluster. Now, this is where it gets important, because this is not random insiders. This group includes the CEO, senior leadership, and multiple board directors, including Patrick Kai, former head of the European Aviation Regulation. So what you are looking at here is not a handful of individuals. This is essentially the entire leadership governance layer of the company. And when you look at how these filings were done, same attorneys, same structure, same timing window. This is not individuals acting independently. This is not a reaction to market conditions. This is a coordinated governance action across the board and executive team. And typically, when you see a cluster like this, it points to something very specific. Standardization of SEC reporting process, or it could be something, to be a preparation and a build-up for increased activity. So this could be equity-related events, this could be reporting activity, or compensation cycles. What does it not suggest is immediate selling, panic, or insiders heading for the exit. So this is structure, not behavior. And now what everyone is missing, there's been a lot of noise around this. Everyone is panicking because Vertical Aerospace's stock price is not doing very well, probably not as well as we would expect or we would hope. And this is signaling panic to inexperienced and uninvolved investors. So now here's where it gets interesting. While the market is focused on paperwork, the actual business has been moving. Vertical Aerospace have not been muted. Vertical Aerospace have not been quietly sitting in the corner. They have been progressing. And this is key signal to the coming earnings tomorrow morning. Vertical has now launched its battery pilot production line. It supports certification, it supports early production. Battery packs for Valo, their recently announced new aircraft. What is the news story? Vertical Aerospace launches battery pilot production line for Valo. Bespoke battery assembly line operational to produce packs for Valo certification aircraft and first phase of commercial production. Further expansion of Vertical Energy Center, also known as VEC, will triple battery production capacity. So again, Vertical Aerospace have not been sleeping on the progress. And that's the shift from development into controlled production capability. We've got a little picture from Vertical Aerospace as well in the news announcement. And just to put this into perspective, Vertical Aerospace have announced end of last year on their last earnings call, they announced they have acquired premises of the area of 15,000 square feet to operate their production battery line. And just to put this into perspective, we have a number here, 1.4 megawatts. Think of it, how big that is. That's much bigger than your Tesla battery pack, just to put this into perspective. So Vertical will use the pilot line to test and build the final battery packs for its 7 Valo certification aircraft. These aircraft will be coming as early as this year and throughout this year. They'll be used for the certification endeavor and certification progress. We will hear definitely more on that tomorrow morning on the earnings call. I have no doubt we'll hear solid update from the CEO, Stuart Simpson, and the chairman, Donald Slattery. And we've got more. We've got words from Stuart Simpson. He says, bringing our automated battery production line online is a defining step in our journey towards certification and commercialization. We are not only developing a world-class aircraft, we are building the industrial capability required to produce it. Vertical's phased approach aligns manufacturing capability with its certification roadmap and early commercialization strategy. By investing early in aerospace-grade battery manufacturing, we are reducing integration risk, strengthening supply chain control, and preparing for commercial service. These were the words of the CEO. And again, we have more updates, we have more news. Vertical Aerospace will actually be operating 2 battery energy centers. More update on this here. And we also see some CapEx commitment, some investment commitment into this. So again, if the company was going to get bankrupt or close the business, they would definitely not be bothered with this. Now, let's move on to another progress, and it's very significant progress. And I want to hear tomorrow morning, big update, and I want to hear it's been successful and we can wait more progress from this. Aircraft 3 has passed airworthiness within the CAA, Civil Aviation Authority. This is the equivalent of the American FAA. And now it's also completed ground testing. This is the giveaway to piloted flights. I have no doubt that we will see both of Vertical Aerospace's test aircraft, just move out of the way, both of their aircraft flying back to back at some point in the coming weeks. And this will be massive progress on their testing phase. We also have rotor transition. Vertical Aerospace gave us an update recently, last week or the week before. They have also successfully completed aft rotor transition. The propellers, the rear propellers, let me just show you at the picture, can't see them here, but these rear propellers here and here, they are, when the aircraft is moving in the horizontal flight, they are stowed, they are flat like this. When the aircraft is transitioning and preparing for the transition for the horizontal phase, they open up and they start their rotation, and vice versa. Well, again, when it comes from vertical to horizontal. So this transition has been successfully performed and completed. So again, more progress from Vertical Aerospace. Now, that's one of the hardest engineering challenges in the EVTOL. And that's one step closer to the full transition to the complete capability of the whole aircraft, just to prove it, just to show it's working and it's been tested. So this is the real validation, not a concept. And with improving weather in Gloucestershire, where Vertical Aerospace are based, we now have 2 aircraft, 2 pilots. We could be entering a phase of back-to-back test flights. Tomorrow, we have good timing. Tomorrow for the earnings. And I think that is one of the reasons why we could see that cluster of the insider filings. Now, there's another layer to this. Let me explain. Vertical's runway is not particularly long. We are talking few quarters. And they are still in a high burn phase. So timing matters. And this earnings call sits towards the back end of the cycle. They didn't report together with the others. They are reporting at the very end of this period. And now we have seeing cluster of updates and filings. So raises the question, did they want to come into this call with something tangible? Not manipulation, but positioning. Isn't a company that can afford a quiet earnings call. Just think of it. Let it sink. It's not a company that can afford a quiet earnings call. So let's simplify this. On one side, administrative filings. On the other, a real engineering and operational progress. We are looking for signals. It's not in the filing. Now, just to close this story, this doesn't look like a red flag to me. It looks like a company is building into earnings. So now the question is this progress enough to move the story forward tomorrow? There's only one way to find out. Join me tomorrow morning before the opening bell and we will find out. I know we have a lot of Vertical Aerospace investors. I know we have been following Vertical Aerospace along their way, on their journey. And I have no doubt we'll have a lot of investors watching with me as well. Tweet of the day, Vertical Aerospace update from last week. Ground tests begin on our latest prototype aircraft, increasing our flight test capacity. So you can see it or hear it right from the horse's mouth. Aircraft 3 is the second piloted test aircraft. Will be taking off very, very soon. Now, let's have a quick look at the markets. Quick look at the EVTOL market. Here you can see everything is green apart from Vertical Aerospace, and this is normal. All EVTOL manufacturers, all EVTOL publicly traded companies, they usually cool down before their earnings. Is pricing in potential disappointment. It's not a bad signal yet. I wouldn't panic until tomorrow, until we hear update from Vertical Aerospace, from the CEO and from the chairman. So this is perfectly natural. Vertical Aerospace sitting around $3.50. Again, they are laddering down to lower and lower levels. And the key support we need to eye is $2.80. That is the historic low in the last 18 months. That is what we need to look at. We've broken that $3.80 support. Now we are in the free zone, in the no man's land. It'll be very difficult to catch new levels. I think we are looking at $2.80 as the bottom. Arch Aviation slightly up, took a big hit coming to the closing bell on Friday, as well as Joby. Arch Aviation almost touched $5.50 on Friday after hours, or coming to the closing bell, and Joby as well, $8.80, below $8.80 here, coming to the closing on Friday. However, good recovery. What I would like to highlight, when the news came out, when President Trump said the peace talks might be in place, whether it's true or not, that's a different story. The reaction was quite big. I would like to highlight United Airlines and Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines, both of these companies pulled very long green candle, which was over 8%. Both copied the same spike on the back of the news. So the market reacted fairly well. And airlines, you know, they are very affected by the current geopolitical situation and the escalation and potential escalation in the Mid East. A bit sad news, EHang. Been telling you, let's wait for EHang. And EHang touched 52-week low. It broke below the $10 mark and touched $9.80. Again, me personally as an investor, I'll be waiting for EHang. And good news from Embraer, positive reaction today, up over 9%. Let's get back in the studio. I'll answer your questions in the chat, and then I will send you off to Martyn. He's doing walk and talk today. There we go, back in the studio. Let's quickly answer your questions. If you have anything related to Vertical Aerospace, or tomorrow we are doing a, oh, my light has gone out. I don't know what's going on with that light. Please do ignore it. Oh, there she is. Right, we are running a poll. Are you up, down, or are you sideways today? I'm closing the poll. 62% up, 21% down, 17%, excuse me, sideways. Congratulations. Liz is here, Steven Lewandowski is here, Rhino Skin, Abby was here first as well. Thank you everyone for joining. You have a link. I will send you off to Martyn in a very minute. Bear with me. Won't be a minute. Do we have any questions? Rhino Skin is here, Scottish Pete as well. Thank you for joining. I can see all the regulars coming in. Subwoofer, Javi as well. Love it. Do we have any questions? Is my internet lagging or is it Vaz? Oh, please don't tell me I've been lagging. Please don't tell me I've been lagging. Mine seems okay, Liz. Maybe back out. Oh, thank you, Abby. Mine was okay. Oh, good. Oh, thanks. Fluff for that. Do we have any questions, or I'm sending you off to Martyn? Liz, yes, everything is good. Okay, good. Is my internet okay? Good, 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 good. Mine was okay. Thank you. I will replay the show just for the safe measure. C. Marty says Vertical Aerospace is pushing for United States. Any news for use in the EU or UK? Sorry, I'm catching up with your video. Join me tomorrow. Vertical will give you update on their certification phase, on their certification progress, which they have started allegedly as of last quarter. There will be more update. Join me tomorrow morning. I'll be there before Martyn's opening bell with Vertical Aerospace earnings. Thank you for joining me. I'll send you off to Martyn. Remember, tomorrow, Sensei opening bell, then Vertical Aerospace, and Martyn will follow after me. I don't think you want to miss Vertical Aerospace earnings because we need some good update. And we can expect some good update, hopefully. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.